It's called Prime Suspect. That's been a public television hit on both sides of the Atlantic. And Pia Lindstrom is here with a look at the versatile actress. Hi, Pia.
Hi. You know, Helen Mirren has really quite a following. You should have seen all these news types that were watching her when she came into the newsroom to be interviewed, particularly the women producers. I mean, they were hanging outside the door to see her. If you don't know who she is, Helen Mirren, as you just heard, is the star of this detective series, Prime Suspect. She plays an inspector detective in the British police.
You were supposed to be investigating
the murder of Colin Jenkins, and if I discover evidence that proves that Edward Parker Jones
is
unfit to be awarded massive grants from 4 different councils and is a possible paedophile.
Women, really, American women, really reacted to the series Prime Suspect. Do you have any theory on why that is?
Well, I think they really, and especially women who work, and nowadays, obviously, most women have to work, and the women who have been in the workplace and fighting their way up through the professions for the last 10 or 15 years, 20 years, really appreciated seeing basically themselves in the character of Jane Tennyson on the screen, the problems that they've had, the way they've had to keep their mouth shut, the problems they have to deal with on a daily basis, and they recognized her.
Did you call an ambulance on the night of the 17th?
You're doing something here in New York, so we're going to see more of you.
I'm doing a month in the country at the Roundabout Theatre in the spring. I think the thing about theatre is it's the most frightening, and you have to keep coming back to the theatre to make sure that you haven't lost your bottle, as we say in England. Losing your bottle means losing your nerve. You know, you have to make sure you haven't lost your nerve.
So you
Filming is much easier by comparison, even when you're doing something as elaborate and wonderful as King George. But it's much easier by comparison.
Well, there you're in a costume drama. It's a totally different character.
Yes, really why I wanted to play that character as much as anything was to wear the costumes, wear the diamonds and the glittery dresses, and so not like playing a policewoman.
Have you ever been married?
I've never been married.
You've never been married, but you live with Taylor Hackford.
I do. I've lived with a
director.
series of men, and the last one that I've lived with is Taylor. So in a sense, I've been married like 3 or 4 times, but never actually, I very sensibly never actually got married.
Why sensibly?
Oh, I don't think marriage is a very good idea for women. I think it's a great idea for men, but I don't think it's a very good idea for women.
Don't you elaborate on that? I'm not married either.
I think it forces you into an understanding that only one person is ever going to take care of you, and that's yourself. In the fullest sense of the word, either psychologically or economically, you really have to be self-reliant in this world. I don't know, I just never was the marrying type, you know, I just never was. I never yearned for it, and I still don't.
Not domestic? You don't want to stay home?
Oh, no, I'm very domestic. I love cleaning. Not for other people. I don't mind cleaning for myself. I won't clean for other people. But no, I'm very domestic, yeah. I like home, you know, curtains, flowers.
Helen Mirren will not only be seen in New York in the theater soon, in a month in the country. She just completed part 4, 5, and 6 of Prime Suspect, which we should be able to see by the end of the year on television. I think that's a rather provocative idea, isn't it, that marriage isn't good for women?
That is very interesting.
What do you think,
That's
Perry?
very interesting.
But good for men.
Good for men, not women.
Thanks, Pia. Certainly something to think about.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.